Today we're going to share Dach Yomi, Daf Ches Amud Aleph, in the middle of the mimer, explaining the Dibra Maschal Tzenera Ena, explaining about the Lev, how the heart of Hashem and our heart, and what does that mean. So we spoke yesterday about the Hisoris Ava, to waking up the love for Hashem through the Hisbonenus by Kriyas Shema. And now the mimer is going to continue to speak about the Hisoris Ava by Psukei de Zimra. And then after we explain this Hisbonenus, we'll explain how that's the idea of Lev, and how that's comes in Avodas Hashem. So it's the Indian Psukei de Zimra. Shlefnei Kriyas Shema Hainu biyois she'ad Kriyas Shema hu b'chinas ha'Allah lovi leb'chinas b'chol levavcha al derech mashal ha'Allah v'kibutz adamim ha'yivar melev. So the idea of Psukei de Zimra before Kriyas Shema is until Kriyas Shema, you have to prepare yourself that you should come to this love with all your heart. We said that by Kriyas Shema, you think that your whole life comes from Havaya Elokeinu. Our life is from Havaya, it's from Seviv Kalamin, it's from higher than any hischalkus of his Olam Shana Nefesh, and that's where our life is coming from. And that's you, Ve'ahavta is Havaya Elokecha. You want that Havaya should be Elokecha, to feel how your neshama comes from Shem Havaya, comes from Seviv. So that's the love with all your heart. But in order to get there, first you have to wake up all the different aspects of your personality, wake up all the different midas, so that when you come to Kriyas Shema, you should say it with all of your meaning. So that's the idea, that until Kriyas Shema, you're building up, you should come to B'chol Levavcha. Just like all the blood is coming to the heart, and then when it comes into the heart, it can get a new life from the soul through the brain. It comes into the heart and it goes back into the rest of the body. So you're building up to this big love by Kriyas Shema. So just like the blood has to come from all the different parts of the body in order that it should be able to come to the heart, so too, in order that you should really mean when you say that you should be loving Hashem, so you have to wake up all the different aspects of your personality by the different halukas and by Birchas Kriyas Shema. So this is you're waking yourself up, and how all the different good things Hashem does for you. That Hashem, we say first you start off with Birchas HaShachar, so Hashem gives you clothing and He gives you life and He gives you everything you need begashmius. And in Psukei de Zimra, you think that Hashem is Borei Olam Manhigo, Hashem is creating the world, He's guiding the world, and Adam HaMalachim, that Hashem is constantly creating everything, and so you're waking yourself up to higher and higher recognition of Hashem, so that when you come to say V'ahavta Havaya Elokecha, that you want that your life should come from Shem Havaya, you should really mean it. That's like all the blood coming from all different parts of the body and coming into the heart. So until Shema, that's the yearning and going up into yourself to feel this great love for Hashem. And then by Shemona Esrei, when you say Baruch Atah Havaya, which that means that you want there should be Baruch V'Nimshach, it should be drawn down. Havaya Elokos should be Nimshach, should be drawn down below. That's Shoivan Hamshach. That's returning into this world to draw down Hashem and revealed in this world. And so too, learning to doing mitzvahs, that's how you're drawing down Hashem to be revealed in this world. So just like the blood comes from the heart to all the different parts of the body, so too the mitzvahs are called the limbs of the king, which that means that Hashem's revelation, Hashem's life force, is revealed mainly in the mitzvahs, even though Hashem is creating everything. But the Pnimius Ratzon Ha'elyon, Hashem's inner will and inner desire, is only expressed in the Torah and the mitzvahs. And so that's only revealed in this world through the Torah and the mitzvahs. So that's why they're limbs, Kaviyachol, for this inner life, the inner desire and life of Hashem. Mitzvah b'lei kavana kaguf b'lei neshama. V'kavana huat tefillah. So it says that a mitzvah without kavanah is like a body without a soul. And the kavanah, it means the davening, which that means that the love that you get by davening, that's the life that you're putting into the mitzvahs. And that's why the process of awakening the love and that for Hashem, which is then expressed in the term mitzvahs you do throughout the day, that's like the blood coming from the heart to all the different parts of the body. The life that comes into the heart goes to all the parts of the body. And so too, this love that you have for Hashem, that you wake up by davening, is expressed in the term mitzvahs that you do throughout the day. So now the Alter is going to explain how just like this is by a person, that he has this process, that he comes up in a ratzai for love for Hashem, and he gets a new life and excitement for serving Hashem. And then that's expressed back into the world through the Torah and the mitzvahs. So there's a circular process. So too, by Malchus of Atzilus, it goes up to receive a new life from the Maitzil Ha'elyon, from Hashem, and then it brings it back into this world to give life to the world. And it makes a beer in this world that elevates the world that it's creating and elevates our avodah. So there's also this process of Ratzav Hashoiv in Malchus Atzilus, and that's why it's also called the heart. So our service is like a heart, that the blood comes into the heart and then goes back out. And so to Malchus Atzilus, it comes into this world to give life and refine and elevate the world, and then it goes back to receive new life from Hashem, and then it comes back into the world. It's also like a heart. So too, Malchus of Atzilus, that at night it goes down into the created worlds, just like the blood comes from the heart even until the toenails. And it comes into the world not only to create and give life to the world, but to mevar the world. It explains the Chassidus that since Malchus of Atzilus always wants to return to its source, it's the Mayim Tachtonim Beichim, that it wants to return back to be included in Atzilus again. So the yearning and the ratzai that Malchus of Atzilus has, when it elevates and refines all the created beings, that they should realize that they should also want to return to Atzilus. So that's how it makes a beer in all the Nivraim. And afterwards, after Chatzais, Malchus of Atzilus begins to ascend back into Atzilus, just like the blood returns from all the different parts of the body back to the heart. And then it comes a new life from the mind into the heart. Like it explains in Kabbalah and Chassidus, that the way that it works is that your neshama, your soul, is expressed in your brain, and from your brain it comes into your heart. So the life has to come from your brain into your heart, into the blood which is in the heart. And then from the blood which is in the heart, it goes to all the parts of the body. And that's how your body receives life from your soul which is in the brain. So we're saying that the same thing, Malchus of Atzilus, it elevates everything from the created worlds and back into Atzilus. And then Malchus of Atzilus receives new life from Chachma and from Zah. And then it brings it back down into this world. Just like your heart receives new life from the brain, and then it pumps out that blood with the life force back into the body. So that's this idea that we're saying that there's this unity of the different spheres in Atzilus by Kriyas Shema, by davening, which that means that there's this process where all the life is coming up through Malchus Atzilus, returning to its source, and then it's drawing down a new life back into this world. And that's why the Malchus Atzilus is called the heart, because of this process, which is similar to the way that the heart pumps blood and the blood returns. And in Tanya, in the end of Igeres HaKodesh, we explained a similar idea that that it says that all the Jewish people are like the Evarim de Shechina, they're like limbs of the Shechina. And just like only when the blood goes through all the parts of the body correctly and then it returns to the heart, then the person's healthy. But if there's something lacking, a problem in the body, then the heart can't pump the blood properly. It's the same thing when the Yidden all have Amos Yisrael, so then Malchus Vatzilas and the life of all the worlds is healthy. But if Chas Shalom there's any friction between two Jews, then it decreases and makes it hard for there to be life for all the Jews and for the whole entire world. And that's why we have to always love each other, because we all need to have life. So now the Alter is going to explain this idea about what happens if there's something missing in the body. We're saying the normal Seder in Avodah is that you come to have this love for Hashem, and then you express that love in the Torah and the mitzvahs. And so there's this circular process. But if there's something goes wrong and there's a voice of Hashem, then he has to fix it. So we see that if the life that's coming into the heart and in the blood is going properly, then the person will be very healthy. But if there is something wrong in any part of the body that's blocking the circulation of the blood, then the person will be sick, chas v'shalom. V'kach hanim shel b'avoda, ki ha'esek ha'adam kol hayom hu k'mo shel hamshach as ha'chayis mihalev el ha'varim. Dehayinu mihatefila ramach metzas asei ramach ha'varim v'gam l'chol ma'aseh adam al derech l'chol ma'aseh l'shem shemayim. So in a person's avoda, just like the life from the blood comes to all the parts of the body, so too the person's love for Hashem that he awakens by davening, that's expressed in the Torah and the mitzvahs that he does, and in Yoni Heta that he does, the Shem Shemayim, that he's expressing his love for Hashem in this physical world. So if he's doing everything properly in Torah and mitzvahs and doing everything according to Shulchan Aruch, according to Halacha, so then it's part of Avodas Hashem. So when he comes the next day to daven, so everything that he accomplished in refining and elevating the physical world gives him a new strength that he should love Hashem by davening. Just like the blood returns from all the parts of the body back into the heart to receive a new life. But if he did an Avera Chas Shalom, which in the Mashal, that's like if there's some part of the body that's cut, that's the blood circulation isn't able to go through. And so too, if a person does an Avera, then that's not able to be elevated, then that part of his life isn't able to be elevated back into the love of Hashem by davening. So what does he do? The only way he can fix it up is through tshuva, which that's called healing. Like it says, the tshuva brings healing to the world. This level of tshuva is called b'chol ma'idecha, with all your might, with all your bligvul. So the Alter is going to explain that this level called b'chol ma'idecha is such a deep level in you. It's even able to fix up if there's somebody did an avera, if there's something missing in the connection of his activities with the love of Hashem. Through tshuva is able to fix that up, that it should go back into the cycle of Avodas Hashem. From the b'chol ma'idecha, from this deeper level of love, he's able to have a healing if there's something missing in his love because he did an avera. That's the Alter explains what does it mean the tshuva came before the world. It doesn't mean in time. The first Hashem made tshuva, and then it's time decided to make the world. What it means is that the level of tshuva is coming from a higher level than the whole world. The level of tshuva is reaching in yourself from a deeper level, a deeper connection to Hashem, which is able to draw down a new life from higher than Seder Shtalshlus, which is called B'chele Yatir. that when a person does real tshuva me'ahava, then even the averis that he did gives him a new strength that he should have a deeper love for Hashem. And so that deeper love that he has in tshuva is able to draw down a new life from higher than Seder Shtalshus, from higher than where the pigama was, higher than where the blemish was created, so that he should be able to fix up that aspect, that he should continue to have this continual love for Hashem by davening. And therefore this drawing down from B'chol Ma'idech is able to fix up the problem which blocked the life coming from the heart to all the parts of the body, which in the Ruchnis means the love from Hashem, that from being awakened by davening. So it's able to fix up this love you have for Hashem, which also affects the Maila, that Malchus Atzilus should be able to come down and give life to the world properly. Like we know that every Jew is connected to the Shekhinah, is connected to Malchus Atzilus, and that's why every Jew's actions affect the whole entire world. And so when one Jew does teshuvah, then not only do they fix up their own life, they're fixing up the life of all the world, of everything in the world. And since through tshuva it's coming from, it's drawing down a deeper level of Hashem's revelation than the whole world, so it's able to fix up that problem. They should have a new life. So in fixing it up, so there's two parts to tshuva. There's charata b'leiv, there's that you feel that you regret what you did and you want to do better, and you feel the love, that's called tshuva me'ahava. And then there's a vidui dvarim. So the ruchni, the chayis of the life that went into the avera is fixed up through the tshuva which is in your heart, and the action they did wrong is fixed up through the vidui dvarim, which that's an action, which saying words is also an action, and through that action you're able to fix up the action of the avera. So now the Alter Rebbe is going to explain that not only is B'chol Ma'idecha a way to fix up if there's something wrong in his heart and his service of Hashem, which is like the heart, but Torah itself is also connected to the refuah. That through learning Torah, he's also able to bring down a new life into the world, which that's how he fixes up the problem that was made through the avera. And that's why it says that a person who did an avera not only has to do tshuva, he has to learn more Torah, because Torah is also drawing down a new life from higher than Seder Shtalshalis, which through that is able to correct and fix the problem that was made to the avera. Torah is called healing, like it says, it heals all his flesh. This is because the Torah is also before the world, which means that it's a higher level than the world. Because through the Torah is drawn down a new life, a new light from higher than Seder Shtalshus, from higher than the world. So now the author explained why is the chasana called, why is Mount Torah compared to a chasana? Davening is called the service of the heart, which that means that your heart is happy, meaning that it's a simcha which is connected to your heart, which ultimately says that means milamata l'mayla. You say to Eshu halam milamata l'mayla. So simchas leiv means that it's your joy, it's your excitement which comes from the halam milamata l'mayla. But through davening you come to great love for Hashem, that you want to connect to higher, you want to connect to your source. So that's called simchas liboy. But the aspect of water, which that's in your brain, that means the koyach hatainug. So when we say water, we really mean the koyach hatainug. Why is water compared to tainug? The reason why water is compared to tainug is because all things that you have pleasure from come from water. That's why all food has to grow from water and other things. So the idea of, that's one reason why water is connected to tainug. And explains also in Chassidus that water is connected to tainug because water is the union of dveikus, is cold and it's calm, and the water is one entity that's all connected. And that's the idea of tainug, which is the idea of dveikus. That tainug doesn't mean you're excited and jumping up and down. It's you're enjoying it and you're connected to that thing that you're like become united with it. And so that's also like water. And we're saying that tainug is higher than simcha. Simcha, it says in Chassidus, that simcha is the read of his pashtus, and tainug is aliyah dveikus, which that means that simcha, joy, is you're showing your excitement and you're bringing it out in your feelings and in your actions. That's why joy is expressed through dancing. Whereas tainug, pleasure, means that you're connecting to a deeper level of your neshama, which doesn't have all the limitations and suffering and not good things that you have to deal with in this physical world. You're connecting to a deeper place where there's only enjoyment. And that's called aliyah and dveikus. You're going up into a deeper part of yourself and you're being connected to that. And that's why tainug is mainly expressed in chachma and learning, because that's when you're able to connect to this deeper level where there's only enjoyment. As Hashem tomorrow will explain more why Torah is also this coming from a deeper level that can fix up if there's something wrong, and why that's compared to a chasana.